to Drake?
Yeah, of course. Welcome welcome all to episode whatever of the Creme World Podcast. I'm one half of your host, Creme Brulee. This is the other half of your host.
Going on, this is Iku, man. How y'all doing? Y'all already, if y'all this deep, I'm assuming y'all already know where we at with it.
Y'all already know where we're at with it. I was thinking about it before we got on. I think in a sense, this podcast, it's like during NBA, like basketball podcasts, like when basketball's in season, that's like, they're thriving. They have a lot of content to talk about. And then during the off season, it's just bullshitting.
Yeah.
I consider everything, every other episode of the podcast, us bullshitting. And this, the official regular season. You know what I mean? Like this podcast really just exists to commentate on a new Drake album. And we're finally here. We made it.
We're plugged in, yeah. Our time has arrived, man. Our time has arrived. Let's shine. You know what I'm saying?
We know you guys have been waiting. They're like every episode. Well, because like so many of our episodes eventually veer off into the beef, like low key. Like I feel like you could track.
They always veer off into hip hop and the beef. I had hip hop in the chokehold for the whole last 2 years now.
For sure.
Yeah, he done brought it back to relevance with these albums. So
yeah, no, we'll get to it. I think before we talk about the album in depth, I know there are people that have been riding with us the whole time, but we're imagining new listeners. Tell us about your relationship with Drake and how you were feeling coming into this album in terms of what your expectations were.
As far as our relationship with Drake is, none. The nigga music is good.
Pause. Sorry.
Everybody was. I never really cared about him getting washed in the beef. I just kind of felt like it was like what it was, and it didn't take any credit or value away from his music to me. It did kind of feel weird and suck to watch him lose all the value and credit for what he has done in the world of music and hip hop. That was just a weird little time of events to see. I didn't see that coming. At least,
do you really feel like he lost everyone having I definitely think it's undeniable he lost all of his cool points, but I still don't think you could take away his legacy as an artist.
Nah, man, the way I was seeing people talk, bro, I mean, also we gotta remember his we're old. You know what I mean? Like his prime is our prime. You know what I mean? And so it's like his legacy doesn't really exist with the new generation as it does with us. You know what I mean? And like it's cool to clown him now. Like he's become a meme. You know what I mean? He's become the new.
But has it not always been kind of cool to clown him? That's the thing about Drake that's interesting, right? It kind of horseshoed from when he first came out, you can't deny it, especially in hip hop. People were like, this guy is not real, not tough, soft. And then we got to the middle, we're like, okay, cool. And then we're kind of back at this guy's soft, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right about that. It definitely started off who is this nigga singing rapping? Is he rapping or is he singing? I remember that nigga had the old heads mad about that shit, mad. But yeah, I guess you're right about that in a sense where it was kind of. I feel like it was fun to clown him though, only if you were doing it from a hip hop perspective. You know what I mean? Now it's just it's cool to clown him as a person outside of the music. You know what I mean? And so it's just it's just cool to dunk on him, and I feel like.
And I don't stand for that shit.
Not at all, man. It ain't even that. Hey, the nigga could, hopefully he could take a punch, you know what I mean? Hopefully he could take a punch or a joke, but I mean apparently not. But it's just people started dunking on him outside of the music. And I feel like that became a real thing. And I think it when it came to the music, it trickled over into him not being him not ever doing shit for the culture. And I'm I hear him say all the time, I'm like, that's wild to me because the nigga sound defined the culture for at least a decade. So for him to have not given anything to the culture, but even now, new niggas come out and doing Drake but Atlanta.
For sure. I mean, people do Drake in every single genre, and you know what I mean? Every lane in hip hop. He's kind of I think I give Drake more credit than anyone for like changing the sound of music, period, across the board. So he's always had clones. What was I gonna say? Um, so where did you start with Drake? I know, taking it back a little bit. Like, what was the first project where you got in?
Um, I think I got in actually pretty early. I remember he dropped Ransom with Lil Wayne, or Lil Wayne dropped Ransom with him. And Ransom was one of my favorite songs for like the year or summer that it dropped. You know what I mean? Like I was playing that. This is back when we had MP3s and I had to go music installed on my MP3. Like I listened to that song all the goddamn time. And there was a Wayne mixtape or something going on at the time where I was heavily in the Wayne kick. And
Yeah. It feels like there's like a whole bunch of like, I don't know. It feels like from that whole era, there's like 10 or 15 Drake and Wayne songs that like don't even exist anymore. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Um, but yeah, so I heard that. And then my mixtape kid self was like, I just started digging, you know what I mean? Figuring out like where else could I find his music or what else did he have going on. And I was looking up more Young Money and Lil Wayne projects because again, I was heavily on the Wayne kick. Like everything coming out of Young Money, I was on it. Like I was listening to Gutter mixtapes who have a couple good mixtapes. Like
Crazy. You say the most wild the most random rapper you could imagine Zai was into at one point.
yeah, that was Gutter, man. Hey, he had some shit. He had like two mixtapes that was fire. But yeah, I listened to all of them. And then I think the first Drake mixtape, whatever I saw was the October's Very Own, where the nigga looking extra, like I don't even know how to describe it, but like looking like a light skinned fucking
Is that the one with the pea coat? Or is
yeah,
he wearing
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that didn't help the soft allegation. That would look like a coffee table poetry book.
Bro, I did not know I could not quantify that shit. Like, every time I see it, I'm like, what was it? What was this? Like, but yeah, I saw that shit and never listened to it. I've never listened to that album yet. About the work yet, but I saw that, and then like a little bit after that, he dropped "So Far Gone," and there was "Unstoppable" was on there with Lil Wayne, and I like really liked "Unstoppable" because the beat was super weird or whatever. I was like, all right, let me go check out "So Far Gone," and then "Successful" was on there, and then like, yeah, you know what I mean. That it's "So Far Gone" was "So Far Gone." And I remember what I thought was really really cool was he was the first artist whose mixtape music I heard end up on the radio.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like I had never heard nobody drop a mixtape and then that song make it to radio play, but
Successful was huge, bro.
everywhere. And so um from there I just kind of been on I think what was I didn't like Thank Me Later. I didn't really like it. Like Fireworks is good. I wasn't really a fan of Fancy. Everybody loved Fancy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fancy. That's a bag I wish. I mean, I guess he kind of gets into it a little bit, but Fancy and um the song with the dream on it on that album where he goes into the breakdown, the second half breakdowns on that album, fire.
I'm trying to think of what song is that?
Shut It Down.
Oh yeah. But is it was it I'm So Proud of You on there too?
I think Make Me Proud's on Take Care. Make You Proud's on Take Care.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, So Far Gone's like Over and Miss Me and the one Light Up with Jay-Z, Unforgettable, etc.
Yeah, Light Up is good than a bitch though. Light Up is good than a bitch.
Yeah, no, it's a good album. I don't think it's his best. I guess later we can talk about all of them, but I don't think it's his best, but it's solid.
And I Thank Me Later is definitely I would say overrated. I think Take Care is the classic, and I feel like is it Take Care or Nothing Was the Same?
As a youth And for most of my life, I thought Take Care, but I prefer listening to Nothing Was the Same more now. And I think Nothing Was the Same has some of his, like, Too Much, Pound Cake, the Janae Aiko song,
Yeah,
The
Wu-Tang.
Language, Wu-Tang. Yeah, there's just,
Yeah, Wu-Tang
I
Forever.
mean, we'll kind of get into it a little when we talk about this one, but those back before he was like, I'm doing 30 songs, I was in. I was locked in before he was doing 30 songs.
Yeah, I know. I still haven't listened to Views, man. I still like.
You still haven't listened to any of Views?
I mean, I've listened to some of it. Like I like some
Oh,
songs.
for sure. I guess you have to have heard One Dance
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
I mean, but like I haven't ever gone through the album. I don't think I did. I don't think I did that with More Life either. I don't think I listened to Views or More Life, only because people kept telling me that they were like mixtape albums and demo albums and shit. So I was like, yeah, I guess I'll skip those or whatever. More Life, a playlist or some shit like that. Like it wasn't an album or some shit like that.
Yeah. I just it's just a bunch of songs. I've never it doesn't matter what a nigga says they're putting out. If they're
I
putting out
mean,
a bunch of songs, I'll listen to the bunch of songs.
I don't
You
know.
get caught up on the dumbest shit, respectfully.
Hey man, somebody said it was a mixtape album. I was like, yeah, I can pass.
You don't like mixtapes?
No. It was a Drake mixtape because the last mixtape album broke my heart, and it was If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
Why did that break your heart?
Because when look, you people don't remember how hard it was to be a Drake fan in those days, bro. So like as a nigga who was like, hey, I I was much more of a stan than I am now. You know what I mean? Like I was like,
Sure.
like, hey, that nigga Drake is one of the hottest to ever do it. And niggas would hit me with the same thing, like the nigga that be singing, that nigga don't even really be rapping, that nigga be singing. Like y'all don't be listening, the nigga can bar up. Then he dropped that album of all bars. Do you understand how happy I was in the streets? And I was like, we got one. Let a nigga tell me he don't rap no more. I'm gonna put this bitch on. We gonna play this bitch all the way through. Then tell me that nigga don't rap. A week later, or no, like a month later, reference tracks. And I was like, bro, I've been out here telling niggas, I've been putting this on for everybody, nigga.
Sure.
Like now I look goofy as fuck because you like feelings. I was like, never do it. Nigga told me mixtape album. I was like, yep, I'm cool.
I mean, but still, sure. I got you.
I catch you.
Yeah, I started. I remember like Drake is such a old artist, low key, that I remember finding out about him on I want to say MTV or like BET because it was like I was at home during the summer and it was like daytime music television. We're talking to an artist and playing videos, a thing that doesn't exist anymore. Go to bed, grandpa. But they were like, yo, this is this dude Drake, and it was what was the You the Best I Ever Had. They were premiering that, and I remember being like, I've never heard anything like this. So I was locked in from there. My sister was locked in, super locked in, and that made me even more locked in. And it's sad I don't know if it's sad to say, but Spotify just did a thing where it was like, because it's Spotify's anniversary, so they're like, we're gonna show you all your stats from all time and like show you the first song you ever listened to and all this. And it told me Drake's my most listened to artist of all time, which I just don't like that. You know what I mean? I love Drake a lot as like an artist, but I don't that doesn't make me feel good about what's gone into me in terms of influence. Like when I realized I was raised by Kanye and Drake in a lot of ways, like in terms of how I like look at the world and present myself and my outlooks, that's grim for like my outcomes as a nigga. Like but yeah, like I think I was like after the beef, I just wanted him to get back to making good music. And I think it had been a while to me since he had put out a good album. I think the last album I enjoyed was the 21 Savage album, and the last solo Drake album I enjoyed.
Like Dogs?
No, we talked about this ad nauseum. For Other Dogs is not good. We're gonna like no, Zai, it's not. No one thinks that's one of the better pieces of his discography besides you. For All the Dogs, people don't even remember he put that album out.
They sleep, man. They sleep.
I listen. Drake, my most listened to artist of all time, provable. I cannot tell you a song off of that album.
Shaking my head. There's so many.
The Tizo one, the dog interlude. That's all I got as a guess. There was no hit. Like, what was the hit?
I guess there was no hit.
I can't that's a guy I like, and I can't tell you a song, so I can't stand by it's a good project. But I respect your opinion.
It's such a good project, though. Like, it's just whatever. Continue.
So my expectations coming into this were pretty low, just because he, to me, hasn't delivered a good album in quite a while. Best case scenario, there will be like half good songs. That was how I felt going into it. When it dropped, as we kind of talked about before, like I have the same dream like a lot of people have, where I'm like, man, I wish Drake would just put out one perfect 12-song album and really trim the fat, because like there's so many projects, Scorpion, Views. I'll even pretend and put For All the Dogs in this category, where it's like there's a good album in here if it was 10 to 12 songs, but you've added superfluous Sexy Red features. 21 Savage is here too many times. Like, you know what I mean? So when I saw Iceman came out and it was only 18 songs, I was like, that's great. I was like, we're up. He's back. I listened to the first song. The first song, I think is one of the best. Like, I think it addresses everything in a really engaging way, and that shows he's reflected, and that makes you feel, I won't say like empathetic for him, but he puts it into perspective, being like, hey, I've got like real life shit going on, by the way, so like little hip hop beef over here only matters so much to me, which is real when you have, like, my dad died of cancer, so like him saying that shit to me, I was like, yeah, I get it, there's bigger fish to fry. So I listened to the first song. I'm so excited. I'm like, it's a short project. He's clearly done some reflecting. Before I even get to the second project, I see that it's 3 albums and 40 songs overall. And I was just like, fuck this. I was just like, in my head, because I also knew we wanted to pod. So I'm like, I'm really going to have to, for me, I don't want to do it if I haven't at least listened to them. So now I got to listen to 40 songs before tomorrow, and I got a job. Like, so the first listen I had through of all of them, I'm happy we didn't record Friday, because I would have been like, fuck all this. It's bad. I hate it. Because I just back to backed it with like the worst attitude. But having listened to it all more, I think it's really good. At least Iceman, I think it's really good. And all of them as a unit are entertaining. What do you think?
Yeah, Iceman is really good. Habiti is okay. And then maybe he could have kept Maid of Honor. I was like, yeah, that was not, I don't know who that was for, but.
Really, I like Maid of Honor, because Maid of Honor is like, you gotta give Maid of Honor another. Have you listened? Have you listened to all of them more than once, or just once?
Only Iceman more than once.
I would say give Maid of Honor and Habiti another listen, because what helped me parse them out or like think about it is like Iceman's like, here it is, here's the album everyone wants, the rap album. Maid of Honor is kind of him, I feel like, departing and being like, I'm going back to this like Nokia, like honestly never mind sound, where I'm kind of like, I think it's like experimental and like interesting in a lot of ways. It's not the best. It's not like bars, and there's weird beats, and there is my least favorite Drake, which he does on this a lot, which is the girls with their asses out. I'm all, what you talking about? Got Drake, you know what I mean? Like, so when he gets into that bag, I'm always like, all right, man, we like the like New Orleans bounce like announcer type shit.
He always loses me when he gets into his like UK slang bag. He always loses me, because I'm like, bro, no, like, stop it. Like, Every time he says demand them or like whatever the fuck he be saying, it always been. I'm like, yeah.
You don't like which one?
What the fuck did he be saying?
No, I'm talking about the song Which One, by the way. I wasn't.
It's the most. He does it a lot of Maid of Honor. That's why I don't really tap in on Maid of Honor. I'm like, yeah, you kind of you lose me. I don't know who this is for, but this ain't. If it's for them, more power. They ain't rocking like this over here on this side of the pond. Way, but you know, to each his own. I still say, for me, like Iceman, when I came into it, I really didn't want to hear too much about the beef. I wanted him to like, if he was gonna address the beef, like to like, I want to say make a body of work, which is what Iceman is supposed to be, but like do it in a like don't dilute it into your album pool. You know what I mean? Like make like a mixtape or something or a series of singles or something to the side and do all that. Which he could have done with all those fucking unreleased response tracks and shit like that. He could have had a nice little catalog of like shit to put in the fucking beef section or whatever, and then still gave us an album of him rapping. But like he says all throughout the album, this shit clearly hurt him. And he didn't really ever like get over it, and he never really wanted to get over it. You know, you could tell, like at least for me, he wanted to hold the grudge. Like he wanted to be like, every name is gonna stay on the list forever. Like you on that list. I don't want to take you off. Like I don't want the whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like I don't want whatever that could look like or whatever you might want it to be on the back end because it's up and it's stuck. And so,
do you think he means that?
Yeah, I do. But I saw I don't know. When I saw the first feature was Future, I was hella confused.
Those niggas have no future is the most spineless, respectfully, slime, all that.
That song is old. You can tell just by how it's cut, like it's an old track. Like this is something that they weren't gonna actually ever use. And I feel like he put it out there to be like, nigga, remember? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of like throwing, I don't know how what you would call it, but like just kind of being like, nigga, so we beefing? You don't remember this one we had in the cut, nigga? I still got it. And so I feel like they didn't cut that recently. Like they didn't get in the stew and make that. He just had that one sitting on there. Cause you can tell when you hear it sound like something that they would make, but that they wouldn't put out. You know what I mean? Like it don't sound like
What do you mean?
It's not a good song.
I think it's entertaining. I don't think it's a good song from the standpoint of it does the thing that a lot of the songs do on this album, unfortunately, where it's like 90 seconds of one beat and then 30 seconds of a whole different thing and then 90 more seconds of a third thing. So it's like you never really can like get into enjoying it because every time you're like nodding your head, it's like new beat, and you're like, all right, cool.
That's why I like Jada shut the fuck up because it's the one beat where he like. I wish he did the chorus 3 times on there though, but it's the one beat where it's like a little weird, a little different, but he finds a pocket on it and you get to enjoy it the whole way through. You know what I mean? Like it isn't.
I think that's probably the best song on there to me.
Janice, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's the one I come back to. It's the one I've been humming the most. The beat's really cool.
The chorus is infectious.
Yeah,
I love the chorus on that so much. But Shebang go hard in the bitch too.
Shebang's cool. I feel like Shebang. I don't know how much replay value Shebang might get boring after a while, but Shebang's cool for sure.
Yeah, Shebang is my second most played when I go back and listen to him.
Wait, while we're on Ran to Atlanta, did the Kendrick Lamar? It's just so funny to me as, you know, someone who cares a lot about Atlanta and, you know, did at the time find that, you know, verse about Drake running to Atlanta. Like I was like, oh, like everyone else, I was like, oh, he got him. That like all the niggas in Atlanta have been like, no, we love Drake. Sorry, like
that's what I was saying. I was like, everybody was like, oh, he ran to Atlanta. I'm like, bro, they love him now.
We love it, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Atlanta loves Drake. Drake loves Atlanta. Like it's not purely like he's stealing culture. Like is he? It's a mutually beneficial relationship, I guess is the best way of saying it.
Yeah, this is fair. This is fair. He definitely going down there and like what like morphing or adapting or however you want to
Mhm.
to the environment. But yeah, I don't think it was ever like a one way thing. I think hell, that's why niggas continue to give him features and shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's why niggas continue to reference him and be like it's all love always. The only nigga that ever had an issue with him that we know is Metro Boomin, and he needed to shut the fuck up and go play some drums.
Yeah, I wonder how Metro when the Future feature came out on the Drake album, I would like to see Metro's face just be like, what? So, like doing two albums, like again, we don't care because it's Future, but doing two diss albums, like essentially about a nigga, and then just being on his next album is
I'm
all
telling,
time. I'm just here for vibes.
I'm telling you that that was in the cut. Cause like I feel like if like with
Well,
that,
he even if it's in the cut, like you can't. You have to. Future would have to clear that.
I feel well, you think so?
100%. He would. It would be off DSPs right now. If Future didn't want it on there. That's how. You can't just. Yeah. No.
That's fair. That's fair. That does kind of change everything. Then it's like I was thinking that
Like it might be old, but like there's no way Future. You can't just put out a Future song without telling Future. That's people would have problems with that. That's yeah.
but I bet you Metro saw it, he probably smacked his lip and was like, this old hoe ass nigga.
Yeah, just like what happened? I thought it was fuck that guy. We got T-shirts that say fuck that guy.
Yeah, man. I still haven't sat down and listened to We Don't Trust You. We still
I
are.
know you, Zai. You don't have to just. I'm just assuming you haven't listened to any album unless you told me you've listened to it. How many times, even this episode, you're gonna be like, by the way, I haven't even listened to.
I've been out of the loop, man.
You're gonna be like, by the way, guys, I haven't even listened to Iceman. By the way, I've been meaning to say that. These are some opinions I read on Reddit.
Yeah, nah, I fuck with it so far. I fuck with it so far.
Yeah,
I
no, go for it.
would give Made an Honor and Habidi. Is it Habidi or Habititi?
I'm not the one to know. The second way you said it sounds wrong, though. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm gonna give them another playthrough. I'm gonna see what they're talking about.
Yeah, how I didn't mind him speaking about the beef because, like, I just don't know what other way forward there was, especially from a rap perspective. He was definitely in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation where, like, if he didn't talk about it, people were going to be like, oh, so you're just ignoring it. But if he did talk about it, people are going to be like, I've seen people be like, why can't he get over this beef? I'm like, why can't he get over the beef on this is the first album he dropped after the beef and he's a rapper. So Jay-Z talked about Nas in perpetuity.
So the songs that I have, I put on my playlist that I fuck with. I got Shebang, Bees on the Table, Too Hard for the Radio, Make Them Remember, Don't Worry, Firm Friends, Make Them Know, and Janet Shut the Fuck Up. Then I got WNBA and High Fives from Habidi, and then True Bestie and Princess from Maid of Honor. I gave him all. Like a fair shot. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to these.
I believe you listen to it.
Listen to all this shit. Talking about. But your 47 songs was crazy when I first seen it. I was like, damn, are you 47? Dude, is that a necessity? Like, is that what we need to do?
It helped me, like, when I realized that, because at first when I saw all the songs, I was like, oh man, he just didn't know how to edit. But it does seem like, I don't know how much editing there are, because ultimately there were 40 songs still. But each of the albums has a specific vibe to it, and they definitely all, I feel like Iceman and the Maid of Honor could reasonably function as standalone projects. Definitely Iceman. But Habiti is definitely like, I just got these two. While we're here just releasing songs, I don't really have anywhere else to put these. But they're not bad.
Do you believe the rumor that he did that to get out of the deal or like to complete his contract?
Yeah, see, I love Frank Ocean, and I love everything Frank Ocean's ever done musically. One of the worst things Frank Ocean has contributed to our cultural music discourse is him finessing his label to get out of his deal. Do you know that whole story?
Nuh-uh.
So what people are talking about with Drake is a strategy that basically was first mastered by Frank Ocean, where Frank Ocean had basically a 2-album deal with Def Jam. After Channel Orange, he had one more album to put out before he was free, and because he wanted to put out his masterpiece Blonde independently, he put out one album right before he put out, like the day before he put out Blonde, he put out Endless, which is an album that he gave to Def Jam. It was on Apple Music, yada yada. And he did that to get out of his contract. Boom. I don't know if it's like literally the first time it's ever been done, but when people are referencing it now and being like, oh, did someone do this to get out of their contract? That's the situation they're referencing. And I said, like, I hate that he contributed this to the cultural discourse, because no one else has ever really been trying to do that or done that. But whenever people are in a weird label situation, or when artists put out like a bad album, it's kind of becomes like just a thing people toss out, like, oh, this is you don't get it, they're doing a Frank Ocean thing. People did it with, I don't know if you remember Uzi's most recent album. People might not know, is Eternal a Take 2. Have you heard it?
No, I haven't.
Of course, I know. That one was not fair. I'm sorry. That one was not fair. But yeah, he put it out. It's the worst Uzi album by a country mile. I was physically ill listening to the album. I didn't know an artist I could make an album that bad. But after he put it out and people started shitting on it, some of his fans started being like, maybe he was doing a Frank Ocean. And so Uzi started liking comments where people were like, if he's doing a Frank Ocean, it's like, nah, bro, we're not. You just put out some ass. So all that to say, Drake's not doing that because it says all of these records are released under his label. So in theory, he could have a 4th album that he's going to drop tomorrow independently that has all the quote-unquote hits on it, but that's kind of been debunked.
That would have happened already.
What'd you say?
That would have happened already, knowing him. That would have happened immediately.
Yeah, the 4th album would be crazy, man. At 4, I would... Nah.
All right, if he did drop a 4th album, but it was hotter than all the other 3, that's gonna it's gonna get more talk because of that. You know what I mean? It's like this nigga dropped the 4th album and it scorched the first 3. Like he could have just kept the first 3.
At that point, people are gonna be like, "Why'd you even put out the first 3?"
Because of my contract, the Frank Ocean.
Oh, sure. I mean, the part that's always weird to me with that is like, I don't know. It just feels weird to make art. Your art is your art. You know what I mean? Like, it feels so weird to be like, I'm making this art out of spite. You know, like I'm making this art to fulfill a contract, and it's not that it can't be done. And I get like a lot of artists are in situations that are actually like kind of similar to that in some way, I imagine. But
Lupe Fiasco did it with Lasers. Because he had I don't know where he's at with that. I don't even know if that's still on his radar anymore. But he had his first 2 albums, he was gonna do like a trilogy thing with them, and then his 3rd album was gonna be, it's supposed to be LUP or no LUP 3. LUP 3, the end. It was supposed to be the last album in his trilogy. And I think it was because he was signed to a 3-album deal. But something happened, and I guess he wanted to get out of the deal, or they rejected one of his albums. So he put out Lasers, which is easily one of his weakest albums ever. But it was his last album contractually with whoever he was signed to. I don't remember who he was signed to at the time.
Atlantic.
Yeah, he got out of his contract with them on that album, and then went on to produce one of his better albums in Food and Liquor 2 afterwards. Food and Liquor 2 is so fucking good. Food and Liquor 1 is really good too, but He's one of my favorite artists, and he pulled the Frank Ocean. That's where I first when I didn't know about the Frank Ocean thing. That's when you were talking about it. That's what it sounded like to me. Mm. Just showing him up.
Yeah, what I was saying before though, like I didn't mind him addressing the beef. I feel like do you feel like, because he addressed Kendrick straight, like he doesn't call him by name, but he very clearly addresses him and the situation straight on, and definitely like the line I think of is him being like, the white kids feel guilt, and that's why you have sales, something along those lines, which I don't think anyone could mistake as like a shot about anyone else besides Kendrick. So I don't necessarily I don't mind the beef of it all, especially the jostling back and forth with Kendrick. Like I said, even after Ether, like Jay-Z still took shots at Nas and shit. But the petty beefs are weird. Like, I don't care about you and LeBron's relationship. I don't know why you think I care about you and LeBron's relationship, but heads up, I don't.
Yeah, the Khaled diss was just, that threw me all the way. What did Khaled do? Like,
yeah, I guess Drake's just standing on 10 for Palestine. That's it. He's just like, man, this nigga won't speak up. I gotta send some shots.
I mean, but people are trying to say he dissing streamers like Tyson. I'm like, now we getting into the weeds. Now we getting lost. Now we losing the plot. Like, man, dissing streamers is wild. Maybe, but I don't think so.
That's how I feel. That's what I said. Like, I don't mind if you're actually going to take jabs at Kendrick or Rocky or people that are somewhat at your level and engaged in this. Weird. It feels like he doesn't like J. Cole anymore, which is like very funny to me. That J. Cole, also because I never considered it, like J. Cole tapped out of the beef and it was just like, I'm just sorry to Kendrick. Drake, like whatever, but I have a lot of respect for Kendrick, so I'm not gonna do this beef. And I was like, you know what? If I was Drake, that would kind of piss me off.
Like, nigga, you jumped out there for me.
Yeah, exactly. We made the song, and now you're like, I have so much respect for Kendrick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he didn't the whole time, didn't address anything with Drake in that regard at all. And he only started speaking about Drake in the interviews after. Man, that interview run that J. Cole went on, that shit needs to be studied for motherfucking ducking and dodging questions. Because that nigga talked his way through every question and did not provide a single answer. A masterclass. Like, a gaslighting masterclass.
He has no depth. He has very little depth, and also, like, he doesn't want... Like, the hard part about being a rapper and doing what he did is, like, you low-key ruined it. Like, your whole thing, you know? Like, if I'm the bars rapper, I can bar up anyone, I would never back down, niggas don't want to step to me, that's your shit, and then you do the, hey guys, I actually don't want to be too mean here. Like, you can't address that directly, or it completely shatters the facade you have as quote unquote rapper.
Yeah, no, facts. That shit, I don't know, man. I feel like the Cole diss was a little unnecessary, but like, I'm sure Cole was somewhere standing like, what he say fuck me for? Like,
no, Cole definitely no. That's why I said Cole's like, also Drake said he didn't return his call or something like that. So I don't know. I feel like Cole's probably like, I don't know. I got into. He realized that his friendship with Drake was probably negatively affecting his friendship with Kendrick. So he was like, who do I want to be friends with more?
Yeah, you think siding with Kendrick was for the image?
No, I think he's just like, he likes Kendrick more. Like they're closer to the same nigga than Drake is to either of those niggas. You know what I mean?
It's just fair.
Not in terms of ability, but in terms of like, you know.
I think that if I was them, I probably want to be Kendrick friend too, because Drake seemed like he'd be a tough person to be friends with.
I don't know. I would be Drake's friend, but that's parasocial. That's only coming from a parasocial. I mean, why do you think Drake would be hard to be friends with?
Because he's like a suffocating energy in the room, and like he probably needs that attention and needs that pampering from his homies and everyone around him. And like that gets exhausting, you know what I mean? Only
Yeah.
way it doesn't get exhausting is if he's fueling it, you know what I mean? If he buying you chains and cars like he always saying he doing, then you probably are always gassed up whenever you see this nigga with this nigga. But like I don't know I don't know how many chains I have in, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. He does seem like a nigga that's always trying to get everyone in for a toast. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, hey,
Like,
let's gather around. I love you niggas, man.
yeah, he's way too often being like, guys, I just want to say, like, oh, I fucking love us. Like, we're the fucking boys, man. Like, we're the boys. And it's like, dog, this is the second time you've done this tonight, and we haven't even gotten any bottles in it. Like, you are.
A nigga probably does that shit all the time. Every time they go out to eat or whatever, and it's a spread, he like, yeah, we the niggas. The restaurant, no, like nigga, we get it, bro. We all get it. Like, but yeah, I feel like that would be exhausting, especially if you're like another huge celebrity in the same field. You know what I mean? Like at some point, the things you say have to be real or real life to you and like have to be coming from a true space of your character. And like if you not rapping about like Lil Yachty and Drake being friends makes sense in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear about how when they talk about it, how they like what they rap about and how they seem to live life, it makes sense that I would see them two in the same spaces together. You know what I mean? But
They both seem like they have similarly arrested development, you know?
Yeah. Perfect way to put it. Perfect. But with that being said, like seeing as Cole, when the shit you talk about so much, he is like I think about a lot of the I can't really say that for Cole because he don't even know he misogynistic. But a lot of the like anti-misogynistic like aspects of his lyrics, I wouldn't even like I can't even say it's a direct thing, but like the space that does exist within his lyrics, like some of the things that Drake is probably one of the most misogynistic rappers next to Future ever. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like he is the antithesis of the shit that J. Cole puts out. And so like when I found out they was close friends I was like, that's kind of surprising. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who that says more about considering the realness of the conversation between Cole and Drake. I feel like it says more about Drake than it does Cole. That Drake is either a professional chameleon or like just a good guy, just a genuinely good, goofy, doofy dude. And so,
yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, as much as we look at all those guys as different, they do ultimately have much more in common than they have different in terms of like who they are as people.
Exactly. They all got to that same spot. So,
and they all came up pretty much around the same time, and like, you know, they were like, damn, it used to be us and Big Sean and Wale and fucking.
yeah. Put respect on my boys, man. I've been saying the last couple of weeks that the two most slept on rappers of all time have to be Big Sean and Wale.
Wow, I think that's so funny because on my street, there's posters because Big Sean is going on tour, but he is opening for Russ, and there's posters for that, and I saw that, yeah, and I had the same look. I was like, damn.
It's a new generation, I guess.
If you told me that in 2016, because I think Russ has even been out for a while too, so like they probably like Russ was probably out when Big Sean was still Big Sean. So if you would have told me that would have flipped, I wouldn't have believed you.
Russ has a fan base, bro. Like,
oh, for sure, Russ built it from the ground. Like, I'd take nothing away from him.
He got a fan base for sure. They gonna show up for him wherever he go. He gonna sell out wherever he go. But then that's crazy. That's crazy.
No, but you are right. Like, I don't know about underrated. Underrated might be correct. Big Sean and Wale are just like the biggest victims to me of just taste not being for them, if that makes sense. Like, I think I don't know if I can say at this point we've seen so much more from Kendrick, Cole, and Drake that like putting them in the same category in terms of like talent doesn't feel fair. But in terms of like when they were all starting, and I don't know. It did seem like those guys were all at like a similar level of talent and ability, and the music they were all putting out like around like 2010, 2012 was all like of a similar quality.
It's gonna be a hot take. I'm sure nobody's gonna agree with me, but I think Big Sean will watch Kendrick.
Yeah, man, you just say whatever. You just get on to God's internet and say whatever. Like, he didn't even watch him on Control.
Nobody watched Kendrick on Control because didn't nobody know he was coming like that. Like, it was.
I mean, what do you like? So, like, you don't think Big Sean rewrote his verse after he heard Kendrick's verse? I don't think there's any way Big Sean didn't rewrite his verse after he heard Kendrick's verse.
I think he heard that shit and was like, I went pretty hard. I think he felt like he went pretty hard, which he did go pretty hard, but he didn't do what Kendrick did.
Now, Big Sean went really, really hard. Like, I don't want to take that away from him. Big Sean did go really, really, really hard on that song. As soon as this is over, I'm listening to that song immediately. That was the shit when that dropped. Oh my god. Being a hip hop online fan when that shit dropped, that was the peak.
The highlight for me was that he mentioned Big Crit. I was like, yeah.
Well, do you remember? Yeah, Mac Miller tweeted like, "Hey, like, we in that bitch." The most respect that's ever been put on Max Miller's name. Rest in peace.
Control verse, no facts. But yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like Sean will body him.
I feel like what I'll say about Big Sean is, when I was looking at the poster, it just got me thinking about Big Sean a lot. And what I was saying about him and Wale being victims of taste is what I mean is like, the only reason I think they put in all the necessary work and made all the necessary songs to be huge stars, people just didn't fuck with them. You know what I mean? Like, those guys really barred up. They really knew how to make like interesting R&B songs, especially Wale. Wale had so many songs that could have been huge crossover hits that kind of hit, but like never really made him like a star. And it was weird because like,
what was it about Lotus Flower Bomb? Like, it was so close to being the perfect rap R&B song. It just wasn't.
Yeah, you know? The song he did with Rihanna, I think, the Bad, that got, I don't know if that went number one, but that was kind of huge for a second. He had a couple moments like that where you're like, oh, this seems like he's going to be one of the guys.
But then his albums like were always good. Like, he hasn't put out a bad album.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they've done, to me, they've checked all. I don't know why Wale is not J. Cole. You know what I mean? Like, it's only because people happen to like J. Cole. I don't think J. Cole is better or is like a more interesting artist. I just think people just liked the Forest Hill Drive a disproportionate amount, and that got him on.
The disrespect, you know. But hey, that's neither here nor there.
I'm happy we ended up talking about Wale on this podcast. That was my goal when I was like, let's do an Iceman podcast. It'll be about Wale for sure. So a question I have for you: does Drake know how to make actual hits anymore? Because if you put out some of these songs, I think will be hits in the sense that they're popular Drake songs, no doubt. But I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone who thinks any of these songs are like, oh, this one's going up this summer for sure.
Yeah, I think that no. You know what I mean? But I also feel like hit culture doesn't exist anymore. Like, and I feel like Not Like Us was probably the last hit. Cause like, how do we measure hits? Because before it was like you couldn't go anywhere in the club or the radio and not hear the song. But like the radio doesn't really exist anymore unless you are one of the few people who still chooses to use it on your phone, which is fucking weird. But yeah, like the radio doesn't exist anymore. And
this is just real quick to prove your point. If you look on the Billboard Hot 100, it's going to be different next week because of Drake. But last week, do you know what rapper had the highest charting song?
Who?
DaBaby.
What was the number?
Like 25 or something.
Yeesh, that's not a good look for hip hop.
No.
What was the song?
Huh?
What was the song?
I haven't heard it. I didn't look into it. I guess maybe I will. Debate. We can't. I don't want to get off on a debate tangent. That was just to say like there are no more hits anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't think hit culture exists anymore. And I think to what you're saying, where like there'll be popular Drake songs, like doesn't that make them a hit?
I think a hit is this popular to people that aren't predispositioned to listen to Drake. You know what I mean? Like people that didn't listen to Drake were listening to Hotline Bling, One Dance, whatever. Insert whatever song you want to say.
That's fair. Then no, I don't think so. I don't think that he, even if he could, I don't think he has the reputation to do so anymore. I think that you have to have a level of like respect and notoriety for a hit to happen. Cause like we've heard bad hits.
Sure.
And only because the artist that put it out was the artist that put it out. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even so much that like, oh, everybody loves this song. It's like, nah, this song is bad, but it's everywhere because of who this artist is. And like, we're gonna call it a hit because of who this artist is. Drake doesn't have the privilege of hits anymore.
I see, and excuse me. I agree with you, but also Nokia exists, and that Nokia did go up.
Nokia only went up because of Party Next Door.
Brother.
No.
Niggas are not PND fans for real. Like I like PND. Niggas is not PND fans for real.
Internationally, women are.
Sure, but Nokia was big. I'm not taking anything away from PND, but I don't think PND is propelling a song to number one. I don't know if Nokia went number one, but as big as it was.
I feel like if it was just Drake, it wouldn't have been as big as it was.
Oh, agree to disagree.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like the whole album was like
PND carried.
Not even PND carried, but I feel like the whole album is basically like Drake hiding behind PND.
Oh, yeah. For sure. But it's like he's hiding behind him, but you still know he's there, right? You know what I mean? And I think it can go either way. It's hard because like it didn't seem like he tried to make hits, though. You know what I mean? Like I think there is an acknowledgement that hit culture is, like you said, kind of over, but I was interested to see like, is it really? You know what I mean? Like I was like, if Drake locks in, I still think he can make it like a smash. Though I will say his ability to write catchy, I won't say he can't write catchy stuff anymore. Like the Janice shut the fuck up part's catchy. And there's a handful of other ones, but in terms of like a hook that's gonna like get pop, like a pop hook. I don't know if he can do a pop hook anymore, or if he wants to. Frankly,
I don't think that he can, but I also don't think that he wants to. I think that he is so thirsty for the respect that he feel like he's been deprived of that we're done seeing Hitmaker Drake. Like the next year or so of Drake we're finna have is the Drake with the grudge on the shoulder, the rapping Drake. We're gonna hear that Drake. And for like there's not gonna be no more we might get another Sexy Red feature here and there. But I don't think it's gonna be too many hit chasers. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going out like that anymore. But no, I don't know if there's a couple songs in there I was thinking about, like when you hear it, like you can hear where the ghostwriters helped. Like he could still rap, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he could still clearly put pen to pad and come up with some shit. But when you look at the songs that are credited just to him, you can tell that it's just him. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad. Did I already say that on the pod?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because it's like you can tell where the ghostwriting helped. You know what I mean? It's like you can tell when it's not there. And you can also tell, at least for me, that it didn't change too much of anything. You know what I mean? It really, really helped him clean up the pockets and like fill in dead space or dead air. And so
I also feel like there was the aspect of like what I think made Drake such a hit maker and such a just a big artist in general was his understanding of the current cultural moment and having an ability to use some slang people might not know and put them onto that might be hot in like Lagos or something, or be like, I'm gonna come up with a term like saying, like calling the song Hotline Bling. You know what I mean? That's just a really eccentric way of saying phone call. You know what I mean? So I think one of his skills was like that, and the running through the six with my woes of it all. You know what I mean? It was like being like, I know how to like, I'm tapped into what is cool, and I could also be a tastemaker of what is cool. And I feel like that's what ghostwriters from my perspective were probably helping with, because it is so hard, especially when you're 40-year-old dude, to like really have your finger on the pulse and also be able to still like lead the charge in what is the, the YOLO of it all, being able to like, no, I'm actually coming up with stuff that is like culturally forward as well.
Yeah. I don't think that. I think for him to do something like that, though, he has to go like the TikTok route, which I'm glad that he finally acknowledged that he's about to be 40. I didn't think they would ever see the day that he would acknowledge that he was over 35. So like, I'm glad that he finally got Drake to acknowledge that he's almost 40.
He said he had the bar where he's like, if things go to plan, the boy will be turning into the man. And it's like, brother, you are 40.
You've been the man.
Yeah, calling yourself the boy is not helping with the allegations, brother.
But I feel like he can't go hit culture anymore because it almost exists solely on TikTok and social media. Like, I don't know where's the breaking sound at. Like, I genuinely don't know where to find it. Like, as I look, that's why I don't really listen to music anymore. Cause like, I'm like, where do I go to find just new, fresh music? Like, I don't want to just be scrolling through YouTube all day, clicking on every new video that I see pop up. And like, I want to, like, who is hot? You know what I mean? Like, who is putting out some gas that we know is gas? Then I got artists like Sway, you know what I mean? Who I like. I've been bumping his shit everywhere, every time, everywhere. And so, I don't know where to find, where do you go to find the new hot sound? Like, where do you go to find what's the new one in? Because TikTok, bro, I am old. I don't know how to swim through the ocean that is TikTok. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what up is down.
Here's the thing,
right
on TikTok. Here's how you swim through the ocean. You just use the app. It's gonna show you. You just use the app and interact with things you like and ignore things you don't like. And over time, you're gonna find some shit. I mean, especially because that's how it works. Like, you don't really, like, you can go to pages and like follow people, but like TikTok doesn't show you the posts of the people you follow 90% of the time. It's trying to show you shit it knows you're gonna watch. And so yeah, the only thing is just get on there, watch it, like maybe find some pages and like a bunch of their shit, and that'll put you into more of that algorithm tree. And I don't know. You also don't have to go on TikTok. There's other places to like figure out what's hot. Like, you have to find people now. That's the thing, is like some people just be tapped into music. There's like blogs that are tapped into music, podcasts, YouTubers, us. It's I.
Working on getting back tapped in, man. It's just too much going on. But yeah, I don't think that he can make a hit in this climate. I don't think that he can. I think it's too cool to dunk on him. It's like not, it's not cool to co-sign him or whatever. And so like nobody's going to like hear a Drake cut on TikTok unless it's like fire ass snippet. Nobody's gonna hear it on TikTok and be like, oh yeah, I want to put that on my next video or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? They'll do it with his older stuff because his older stuff has already been solidified as his older stuff. Like, it's pre-beef. It's before he got fucked over. And so I don't want to say fucked over, but he got fucked up. But now anything that comes after that is everybody's gonna be like, yeah, no, we not. Don't come over here looking for safety. We not. It's not over here. Like you still in the hot seat. You still got allegations to answer. And so, yeah, I don't think he can. I don't think he has the capacity to make a hit. Nor go back to what you said. I don't think he's trying to anymore. I honestly felt like this whole album, other than this whole body, these all three albums, other than Iceman, it didn't really seem like he was trying.
What do you mean by trying? Like, because I think the other two, Habidi and Maid of Honor, I wouldn't even really consider those rap projects. Like, he is rapping on them, but Maid of Honor is definitely like more electronic kind of house influenced, and Habidi is definitely more like R&B, hazy Drake type
Now,
shit.
the only rap album is the Iceman, but I'm saying he's not really trying when it comes to the other albums. When it comes to like the music or the lyrics of like the production, 40 hats off every time. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not like it doesn't sound like he's really like putting his heart into it or really trying to make anything or like really he's just slapping some shit together and slapping some songs together and seeing what sticks. And some of it, a lot of it doesn't, you know what I mean? And so it's like I wonder if he's just done. Like is he not done making music, but is he done just being like, is the fire out of him? You know what I mean? Like, does he not really have the dog in him anymore? You know what I mean? And so,
You think the dude who just put out 3 albums is thinking about winding down? That's the vibe you're getting? Is that he's creatively tapped?
Honestly, man, sometimes you empty your load, you gotta just lay down. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta let it all out and just lay down, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the other 2 projects, he's operating in a different mode. I kind of feel like Habidi is kind of lazy. I don't know. I feel like it's like it was a fine. Listening to it a second time, I'm like, this is fine, like background music. It's like a solid background music album, which isn't like a very high compliment to give to music. But I think Maid of Honor, I don't know, I think you should listen to it again. I think he's trying. He's just doing a different thing. But in terms of what you're saying about like, I don't know. For me, it's really hard to like song or like projects like Habiti or just songs where he's like doing the crooning, whining about being heartbroken kind of thing still. It's like that shtick doesn't really work for me anymore. So like that's why I can kind of go with you and being like it's kind of like chestless because it's like I super used to like what got me into Drake almost like at least my like experience listening to Take Care as like a teenager and like going through my first relationship and like all that to say at that point I really identified with Drake and could like connect with the emotional parts of his music. But probably since like maybe the last time was CLB. Since then, it's been like real. All of his emotional, like whiny, my heart's broken songs. Those shits have not hit for me in years. Generally,
forgot about CLB. Another list of bangers, yo.
Wait, Zai, have you listened to CLB?
Yes.
Wow, confetti drop the confetti.
Yes, I listen to CLB. I listened to it when it first came out. Remember we had the whole debate over "Way Too Sexy" being a good song or not.
Where did you stand?
Huh?
What was your? Did you think it was a good song?
Yeah, you were like, this song is trash. I'm like, this what you tripping?
You think? Oh, that it's wait. I don't need to relitigate that. That's not a good song. I don't know what you're talking about, brother. That is.
I think my mic transmitter just died. Can you still hear me good?
Yeah, I can still hear
you. Yeah, no, that was a moment, man. Way Too Sexy was fire. It was a moment.
It's really hard to put 3 of my favorite artists on a song and tell them to just have fun and for me to hate what comes out of it, but boy, did that happen there.
Yeah, way too sexy.
I mean, it's like it's one thing to find a song annoying, but it's another thing to find a song annoying and it does become like a super hit, and you just gotta, and it's just repetitive, and you're just like, well, this is, I guess we're all way too sexy this year.
It was such a good song though. Oh man, CLB, man, CLB. That was a time. That was a
The
time.
CLB was a time. I think. I don't know. Where would you put Iceman in his catalog now? Where would you rank it amongst everything?
It definitely ain't top three. Maybe number 7.
7.
Yeah, I mean, I
And you still haven't, and you probably haven't listened to what, 2, 3 of them.
yeah.
So really, it could be like 10. So not high.
Yeah, it could be lower. I don't know the views. I don't think the views is gonna take me. Like I think that like I enjoyed it. Well, I've enjoyed what I've heard of it. Cause views has 9 on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I love 9.
If
9.
you like 9, you'll like Views, because 9 is a good encapsulation of the sound of Views. I don't like 9, and so about half of Views I'm not rocking with.
Why are we on these ends of the Drake spectrum?
I don't think 9's a terrible song. I've never turned it on purpose.
I love that bitch.
Yeah, Drake is the king, and it comes up many times on this album. He is the king of the bar that's either fire or the most corny shit you've ever heard, depending on how you feel about him. Because 6 upside down into 9 now is the perfect example of, dog, this is some bullshit, or my God, the boy did it again. Those are the only 2 ways to look at that. And I think we're standing on opposite sides of that aisle, and I think that's why we have separate feelings about this one.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you, man. The first time I heard that shit, 6 upside down, this is 9 now. I was like, yeah, nigga, 9's around the board. Nigga,
Yeah. No, he wrote that shit and he stood up in the studio and he was like, yeah, and just dapped somebody up. And he's like, yeah, just wait till you hear this 140. Now I'll go in right now.
Hey, dog, man, no, I ain't go crazy. Well, now that I know that's what views sound like, I might give views a
Yeah,
listen.
9 that encapsulates the sound. Views is like, it's too long, but there's a good, like I say about all the long Drake albums, there's a good album in there. It's just way too long. Have you heard Feel No Ways?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say Feel No Ways is maybe my favorite Drake song, so that's up there.
Where would you put Iceman on a tier list?
So, does Iceman have more hits than an album like Scorpion? Are the highs as high as an album like Scorpion?
Scorpion is probably one of his best bodies of work.
See, this is the crux of the issue I'm going to present. It's really hard to rate Drake albums to me because, for example, like I talked about with Views just now, like I mentioned with Scorpion, the highs are so high, but the 6 is also upside down. I'll say the 6 is also upside down, especially on a Scorpion. But what Iceman makes like lacks in top tier songs, it makes up for in really not that many bad songs. I really don't even know if there's any bad songs. I don't love, like I told you, I don't love the yo, it's Drake and I'm here to say about today. Like, it's not that it's bad. I just never like those songs when he does it. So there's a couple of those. Whatever. I think it's not as good as Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, or if you're reading this, it's too late. I think I'm not gonna count the 21 Savage album, or the Future album. I think after those top 3, I could maybe hear it as like the 4th or 5th best Drake album, just in terms of, for me, what I really like. I love albums, like I love music, but I love albums in particular. Like I love to put on an album when I start doing something and listen to it start to finish. And I so rarely do that with Drake albums. I never, ever, ever, never, ever in my life have been like, let me just run Scorpion real quick because it's 27 songs and I don't like 24 or not. It doesn't matter what the number is. So this is the first Drake album since maybe if you're reading this, it's too late that I'm like, oh, I could actually reasonably play this whole thing through, enjoy myself, and move on with my day. So I have it like top 5-ish.
Wow, top 5 is kind of crazy because I know my top 3. Number 1 is probably it's a tie between. It's either Nothing Was the Same, and if you're reading This Is Too Late, is a really close number 2, and then Take Care is always going to be number 3, and then number 4 is probably For All the Dogs. Can't believe the disrespect For All the Dogs get, man. But then number 5 would be Scorpion, and then number 6 would be C.O.B. And damn, I don't even know. I count Her Loss as a Drake album featuring 21, so
that's fair. It is.
I put Her Loss there. Yeah, you can't really count What a Time because What a Time is such a different era. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and What a Time is pretty evenly split between the two of them.
Two of them, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I would say that. Then the last one would be Thank Me Later.
You have that last?
Thank Me Later is his worst album, in my opinion.
Okay.
Thank Me Later is his worst album considering now. Like, if you would have asked me about Thank Me Later when Thank Me Later came out, I would have told just some of the hottest shit walking me. You know what I mean? But now, after hearing more of his body, like hearing him grow and make more music and make different sounds and music just in general growing and my taste growing and me growing, I can't go back to listen to it. I can go back and listen to Fireworks. I can go back and listen to Light Up. And that's about it. I can't sit through any of the other songs.
There is not a song on For All the Dogs that is better than Fancy. Just by the way, I'm putting that. I'm just letting you know. I know that's contentious, but I can't stand to listen to this.
Virginia Beach isn't better than Fancy?
No, brother. No. Mary J. Blige? T.I.? Well, aren't you a breath of fresh air? All right. Virginia Beach. Oh my goodness. That's
she pretty but ghetto, pretty but rough, just like Virginia Beach. I want you love me for nothing but what you can see.
Oh man. I can't believe how much we disagree about things even we agree about. That it's truly special. Do you have any more thoughts about the album? Do you wanna talk about Sexy Red being here? Features you like? Favorite features?
I think Sexy Red is a psyop.
Finally, we're talking about it, brother. I don't want to. We love Black women here at the Creme World Podcast.
But she's a psyop, bro. She can't be a real person. Like this isn't real life. Like. But I think, yeah, man, I think that's how I feel about Sexy Red being there. She's a psyop.
Every time I hear Sexy Red on a song, yeah, I don't want to. It's so hard not to say anything that I don't want to say publicly. That's not regressive, but she's not helping. I'll say that. That's it. That's all I got.
When I saw who her management team was, I'm like, damn, the CIA got us again.
Yeah, bro, the CIA.
They got us again.
CIA don't even need to get us because we got us, man. That's I'm Hotep now, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't. It almost seems like Drake did a lot of things on this album. The song titled "Ran to Atlanta" being one, and having Sexy Red there as another, that were very like conscious choices to be like, I wasn't affected by the beef and what you said about me. when it's me and Sexy Red up here, it's not two bad bitches. It's just her and I'm her supportive friend. Like, nah, like you didn't have to do that, is like all I'm saying. Like, if that's your homie, that's your homie. I guess Rich Baby Daddy was kind of a hit, but I'm not going.
And the one where he's like, bend that ass over. Was his on?
Yeah.
It wasn't kind of a hit. Everybody knew that motherfucking song.
Yeah, it was a hit. Like, and again, what I'm saying, Drake can't make hits. Him and Sexy Red had a hit. So,
but they had a hit in the end of hit culture, psyop.
You're saying Sexy Red was sent by the government to end hip hop, to end hip hop's reign. I'd listen. Like, I'd watch the YouTube video. I probably have.
The next pod we need to do is the Sexy Red is Sexy Red a psyop.
See, the thing is, I think niggas already think she's a psyop. So we gotta find a new angle. We gotta break the story. We gotta find the smoking gun. We gotta find the white lady that is like under all that makeup. We gotta find, you know what I mean?
Gotta find out who her management team is connected to, because them white dudes give me Rothschild vibes, man.
I think it's probably the white dudes from the Christmas club and that fucking One Battle After Another. It's the same white dudes.
Bro, it's so funny you said that, because that's what I thought when I saw it.
I don't know why, but it gives the same vibe where you're like...
when I saw that movie, I was like, oh, look at Sexy Red managers having a little...
Okay, how did Sexy Red also not get cast for that movie? I'm not saying Tiana Taylor didn't do a great job, but Sexy Red as Perfidia
would have made a lot more sense. Based on how Perfidia behaved in the movie, would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all.
Hey, I could totally see it. I could totally see it. And that would have given her a whole new... That would have been more power for the psyop, but that'd have been dangerous, because that'd have gave her more cultural cachet in the zeitgeist of American culture. It's like, we don't need more Sexy Red zeitgeist floating in the zeitgeist. Like, it's
well,
okay.
That's the thing. Drake's kind of the only thing keeping her afloat at this point, because she put out an album like a month ago, and niggas did not care.
I haven't really heard much about her at all. Yeah, you're right about that. I haven't thought about that.
So is Drake the psyop?
Yeah, Drake's out. He can be, for sure.
Well, we have a lot of research to do before the next pod.
Well, we started back in here with some facts and some notebooks, guys. I'll bring my doctoral glasses.
Yeah, we're going up to Toronto to try and find the real Sexy Red. The hunt for Sexy Red October.
You gotta do the Sexy Psyop pod episode, bro. I want to dive into it.
Write the script. Let's dive into it.
Okay, I will.
Do that right after you listen to an album. We haven't. Have you listened to the Zay album yet? Did we talk about the Zay album?
You know, I have. When we can next episode, I'll listen to it.
All right, sure, whatever. Let's just talk when you've listened to it. Whenever that happens, we don't have to put a time on it. All right, bro. I love you.
Okay, great. We go out.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in to the episode of the Creme World. Go listen to the boy, the man. Hopefully, at this ripe age of 40. But go listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the haters tell you what to think. Judge it for yourself. The shit's aight. You know what I mean? I give it a strong.
I like how you said to judge it for yourself and then told them what you think of it. That's an interesting strategy.
Hey man, they go in there knowing it's aight. They gonna know it's aight when they come out. You know what I mean? Let them know it's aight.
Yeah, I think it's been interesting to see the cultural reaction to it, because it is aight. And seeing people just go nuts on either side of it is so funny, because you're like, saying it's terrible or saying it's amazing is kind of both objectively wrong. Yeah, like, it's clearly fine. Yeah.
Yeah, man, like that's the thing that's got me the most with the conversation around is everybody's like, this shit is hot ass or this shit is hot fire, and it's like, bro, it's neither.
Yeah.
And y'all making everybody that y'all stand for look stupid.
Well,
Cause like,
also just like people putting out opinions of it within 24 hours of it dropping. Like, man, it's 40 songs. Like, I know you ain't listened to the 40 songs. It's
it's not the time is not possible. You can't have whole 3 hour 3 album review fucking hour after the shit drops. Like it's not nigga, it's an hour and a half of music, almost 2 hours of music. So like no nigga, like it's not possible. But
yeah.
they don't stop niggas. They don't stop niggas. Niggas making reviews about that shit just off the muscle of Drake's ass. They're like, man, I know this shit whack.
Oh, for sure. That's why I don't know. And I'd be curious to see what Drake thinks about the reception. Like, obviously, what it to me the biggest thing about it was I don't think it changes anyone's mind about anything, which is that does that mean it's unsuccessful? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you put out an album, like, you at least want to, like, nudge people in a direction, but I don't think there's any way that this album changed your opinion, either, like, more pro or more anti.
I feel like that's because of the polarity of the beef. It just isn't possible to change anybody's mind. The only person that can come out and change people's minds is Kendrick. And the only way he could change people's minds if he co-signs Drake and he's like, oh no, the album was pretty good. You know what I mean? But like
I'm waiting with bated breath.
exactly, right. But if he don't say that, then ain't nobody gonna change their opinion. Because Drake fans ain't gonna never not be Drake fans. You know what I mean? There's nothing that you could do to take away their like want to support him or you know what I mean, or like champion him. And the same way with his haters. Like you can't make his haters not want to hate on him because they were all like all Kendrick did was give people that already hated Drake the space within the culture to not be haters. You know what I mean? To like have a reason rather than just being like, oh, you just dry hating on the nigga because he better. And Kendrick was like, no, I see this is the list of reasons to hate this nigga. And if you hate this nigga, pick one of these reasons and you'll be good. And so you can't ain't nothing he can do to sway people away from that. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing you can do to make niggas love you more when they're already fucking gagging on your shit. You know what I mean? You can't what more can you do? You got it. It's already set in stone. So I would really hope that wasn't his intention, was to hope to change anybody's minds. Because if anybody around him on his team loved him, they should have been able to tell him like that's not gonna happen, bro. Like that's not going. You're not going. They feel how they feel about you. That's just what that is. They're like they feel how they feel about you based off who the info came from, not even about
But
you.
but my pushback to that is if that's the case, then why even address the lawsuits? Because he does address the lawsuits multiple times, and that's like the biggest L for you. And for me, it was like whenever he brought him up, I'm like, bro, just no, like you're not going to change our minds about this. So why would you even bring this up? This embarrassing thing.
He had to say something about it though. Like
about the lawsuits, I think he could. I would have just been like, ugh.
But no, I feel like not saying nothing about it. That would have been all like if there was anything that he didn't address, that would have been what all the talk was about. You know what I mean, like if he's like, oh, so he didn't say about the lawsuits though. What about the lawsuits though? Like that would have been the response to the album. You know, it wouldn't have been like, what is the music saying? Because you have to say that now because he addressed everything in the music, like everything. Like if there's a question you gotta ask, go listen to the album. You know what I mean? He referenced everything on the album multiple times. You know what I mean? So there's no like space to be like, oh, well, what did he think about this allegation? Or what did he think about what the people were saying in this place? Like it's on there. It's on there. He said everything. And so I feel like he did good in addressing everything. I feel like he could have addressed it a little bit more head on and a little bit like I feel like at this point in his career, he has to stop with the subliminals. Like he has to stop with the cookie crumb shit with us like having to do and piece together what he means and shit. Like, nah, nigga, just say what it is. Because as somebody who's a fan of your music, I'm letting other niggas do that. Like I'm not putting together the breadcrumbs to make the pie. I'm letting another nigga show me what it's supposed to be, and then I'm gonna take, if it makes sense in my mind, and I look into it deeper, and because I care more to look into it, which oftentimes I don't. But if it makes sense to me, then that's what I'm rolling with. And so, if you don't want people to do that, just say it directly. Because he did so many like subliminals on this album, and where it's like, oh, he could be talking about this, but he could be talking about this person or whatever. But because he talked about everything, you know what I mean? Like, where no matter how you put it together, you're going to see where he addressed somebody on the album, you know what I mean? Even if you got the wrong impression, you're going to know that he addressed it in some form of fashion, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like he had to do that. I feel like that had to be done. Like there's no way to get around that on this body of work. It would have been, but if there was anything he didn't talk about on this album, like anything, it would have been an issue. You know what I mean? Like people would have been like, "Nah, nigga, we need the whole package. Like, were you holding out on the steal?" And so, I think he had to bear it all.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right.
Appreciate you, dog.
You too.
I want your bag, cause you look great. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. And my shit banks, and my shit wait. We're not the same, stay on my lane. She give me brain, that's my grain. I don't do breaks, I don't do games. I don't do change, Benjamin Frank. I'm smoking dank, I don't feel pain. And that shit stank, I make it rain. All in the day, all in the face. She on brulee, all in the cake. I don't do texts, I don't do pics. I hit a bitch, I hit a lick. Curry, I swish, look at the wrist. Trying to have kids, trying to eat grits. She wanna pick, come and get your bitch. She wanna kiss, not on my lips. Cool as a fridge, I ain't got pitch. Baby, I'm rich, we lit. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. Yeah, you can like, or you can hate. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. Yeah, you can like, or you can wait. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. I'm with your bae, cause you look great. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. And my shit pics, and my shit wait. Ayy, swerving on the highway. Roaches on the driveway. Ballin' like LeBron James. You niggas is Kyrie. White bitches like Miley. Like me cause I'm wifey. White shit on a glass tray. Blackness of a Spike Lee. Whiskey in my chai tea. Septum ring on her knees. Ash Eunice, you taught me. I buy her some Hermes. Baby, it's your birthday. Won't you have some brulee? Come and sit on my face. Even if it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. Yeah, you can like or you can hate. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. Yeah, you can like or you can wait. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. I'm with your bae, cause you look great. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. And my shit banks, and my shit wait. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. Yeah, you can like or you can hate. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. Yeah, you can like or you can wait. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. I'm with your bae, cause you look great. Yeah, it's creme, fucking brulee. And my shit banks, and my shit wait. We're not the same.
A perfectly cooked creme brulee. Creme brulee. A perfectly cooked creme brulee.